Well, I'm a week away from the Tri Cup, and
Nice.
to, to kind of tie it into our conversation last week, if we come in first place, I will make a whopping like $370. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't seen it. I am SithLordFelix with the always great Sensei Bryan from FX Billiards. Um, let's look at some clips. Let's see how mid-level I am this week. All right, so here we go. We'll start off. We got a 14-minute vid today. These are again 5-ball runs.
Does the table look different, or the angle to look different? What am I?
I think the angle's a little different. It's a little more back, and but it's the same table. It's my normal one.
Okay. So you're shooting these in rotation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Tell I'm still like somewhat sloppy, but I have my kind of getting a little bit more ball control.
Yeah, I was going to say, just a stun shot there, you're automatic on the 9. So that was a good run.
A stop shot. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I must have done it by accident. I don't know.
A lot of people do shoot their stop shots by accident. They're trying to draw the ball.
Oh yeah, no, I'm so guilty of that. I'm gonna freaking draw the shit out of this, and it just ends up.
The other interesting thing that happens is when guys have trouble with their draw shot, and I work with them on their draw, and they get it down, then suddenly their stop shot starts to draw. It's like they got a superpower and they don't know how to control their own strength anymore. So what should have been a stop shot, now they're drawing it back and they don't even want to. It's funny how it goes in both directions.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that. I'm like, oh, let me put a little bit of draw of this. Next thing you know, it's hitting 2 rails. Like after, I'm like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, because if you think you have to shoot it the old way. The only thing I would say here, and you weren't too bad on this, but when you have ball in hand, you don't necessarily have to give yourself a shot where you're up on 1 foot and you're reaching over and all of that. All right, so take a little bit longer shot rather than having to do a trick by balancing on 1 foot.
Plus, I mounted that pool table without a condom. That's never safe. You gotta be careful.
Poor table. He didn't buy me dinner or anything.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's an important run for people to pay attention to. Intermediate players and low intermediate players, because the short game is much overlooked in 9-ball. Usually in 9-ball, the balls are spread out. You're shooting back and forth on the table. But to be able to play a good short game is key. And look how those balls are all in the same spot. You don't usually get that in 9-ball, but you've got to be able to handle it. And a lot of people can't. So good job on that.
Okay, all right.
So like even that shot, that's a very nice play, by the way. I didn't mention to come around to get on that 8-ball. But even that shot, those balls started out pretty close together. And you use that basically a 9-ball skill to go around the table to get on that 8-ball, because it's more of a 9-ball play to come off of 3 rails than it is an 8-ball play. You usually don't need it as much because the balls are so close in 8-ball.
Okay. Oh, this is against the general.
Okay.
This is regular 8-ball layout.
So is this I might need to make my screen bigger. Let's see. This is an 8-ball game. Okay.
Yeah, it's a regular 8-ball game. Yeah.
All right. Does the
Versus
general
general.
play 9-ball at all?
No,
Hmm.
no, he plays like bar rules, 8-ball.
Yeah.
Old school.
Well, that's a nice break.
It kind of planned. You already saw I was going for that.
Yeah, very nice.
Moments like that definitely do it for me.
Yeah, the general's going to be starting to
Always
get
been.
pissed with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Send me to the
Like
firing squad.
between you getting better and him getting older, it's like,
Yeah. He's such a good sport, though. And every match he's just whatever. You want to keep going? Thank you for letting me shoot with you. Love the general, man. It's so awesome.
I would love to be the general when I'm at his age. Just
Yeah,
trying to find an 8-ball game, I would love it.
yeah, right.
Because not just the physical part of moving around a pool table, but the mental part, all of that keeps you sharp, and it's probably one of the best things for older guys because
I may
it
have.
doesn't.
I'm sorry. No, I finished your thought. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no, no. I was going to say because I basically said it. Because you're moving, you're bending over the table, you're solving problems. It's very good.
Yeah,
So,
I did a 4-hour practice. Actually, this is from a 4-hour practice that I did, and
okay.
yeah, the level of soreness because I'm not used to playing that long was kind of embarrassing. And I'm like, I need to do this longer. And I was like, I think I want to do like 6-hour days now, at least until the tournament to kind of get my
Well,
endurance up.
yeah, I remind people all the time, one thing you need to keep in mind when you're practicing and you're going to be playing the next day, you don't want to burn yourself out. Because if
Okay.
I told you the day before your big match, I want you to go for a 4-mile walk, you'd be like, why, you're trying to
Yeah.
tire me out, but
Right.
yet you'll walk 4 miles around the pool table. You figure even if you only walked at 2 miles an hour, okay, and you played for 2 hours, you walked for 4 miles, and while you were walking that 4 miles, you took an occasion about every 15 seconds to bend over, stand up, bend over, stand up. I mean, it's a lot more physical than people realize, playing pool. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I know my practice days are the days that I sleep best because if I'm working out, it's all of 30 minutes, but if I'm playing pool, it's 60 minutes, for times 5, and yeah, it's a whole different thing, and we don't realize it's happening. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
marathon. It's a good idea to get in shape for it. Okay, let's see what you
All right,
got here.
actually, hold on. I actually want to run this back a little bit because I messed this
Okay,
up here, and okay, this is one of the few runs that I wasn't able to complete. But usually, if I get at least to the 9-ball, I try to keep the clip and see what I did wrong. And yeah, I think I could get it back to the ball before the key ball. The 8, obviously, but I think my
so
mentality
this,
here. Oh,
yeah, this is not easy position. What you had to do from the 7 to the 9, because
yeah.
you chose to go over and back, and if you just shot it in the corner, like rolled it down, I think you could get over. You could get on the 9 without having to go over and back.
Okay.
You
All
still
right. Wait a minute. Are
follow
you
me?
talking about the 8 right here? I should have gone for this corner.
No, no. So you make the 8.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
let's go ahead. You did okay there. All right. So
Should have hit
this
it a little
is,
harder, maybe.
yeah, a little harder. You have a straighter shot on the 9, but this is the shot that's difficult because Now, if you got straight on the 7, which that's a long shot,
Yeah.
you could have drawn it back and played the 9 in the side. But
Right.
here you go over and back, and you probably could make this in the corner and just roll over and be straight in on the 9.
Right.
So this is this is overkill here. So you do get to let your stroke out, but see how you go 1, 2, 3 rails where that could have been a
Yeah.
1 rail shot, and
This
then you're on
was
the 9.
this was me trying to apply your lesson about getting stuck on the rail. That's
Yeah,
not what I did not want that, right? But
right.
I guess
Yeah,
I did overkill. So if I would have hit
yeah.
it
It's a
maybe
little.
just a little softer, it
Yeah,
would have
just
probably ended.
follow, get it down there. You would have come off the rail most likely, but I think you would have been pretty straight on this 9 ball, because now you've got a relatively difficult shot. But you go over and you take a look at it. That's good. You slid sideways into the shot, which is not good.
Then
So
that
you
asshole kicked the ball out of the way. I don't know why.
exactly. That's why I set traps for those little people that run around the
Yeah.
pool table.
Yeah. Put oil around the pockets. So this way you slip and
Yeah.
fall. You can't just stand on there.
But yeah, I think that's the only thing you could have done different on that, as far as getting shape. Now, I don't mind this combination here. If you can leave the 3 in the pocket, that's the hardest part. And a
Yeah.
lot of amateur players want to shoot those combinations when they have a pocket hanger, but very rarely do they leave that original ball near the pocket. So you're a little on the wrong side
Yeah.
of this. I like what you
Okay.
did though. You didn't try to do too much to get on the
Okay.
9.
Any tips on what should I have added a little bit more?
Well, let's go back to that previous shot. Let's go back to this 8 or 7 ball. All right. This is where you could have gone to your over.
I should have
So
overshot.
you could come off the rail. If you wanted to get a little greedier, you could come off of that rail to come
Bing
back
bing.
across the table,
And
and you'd have and you'd have an easier shot on the 9 ball here. But I don't have too hard a time with this shot because it's pretty makeable. The ball's not on the rail. It's only about 1.5 feet from the pocket. Just got to make it. Good shot. So, and your fundamentals are pretty good. You're staying still on the shot. Okay, not a lot of movement or anything like that. All right. You still want to make sure you're moving towards the shot and that you don't slide in sideways. But I think that one you did a good job of coming in straight.
So we got a regular 8 ball layout. Do you need me to pause? Can you take that?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. So it's that. Okay, so that's the 4 ball right there you're shooting, or
Or
the
the 2?
2
That's the 2.
maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
What a nudge.
Those pocket hangers can be good or they can be bad. People don't realize how difficult they are to get shape on. But yeah, I think that was a good nudge. I would have been concerned because if you didn't play it perfectly, you wouldn't have had a shot at all.
All right. I'm pretty sure I jacked this shot up really horribly coming up. But this might be the only other bad run on here, if I remember correctly. Spoiler alert. Look at that.
Well, were you just wow. Wow.
Yeah. Bing, what was that? Shame.
Okay, look. So look how you get into the shot. So go back.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Let's do this. All right.
All right. So you look at it and you just kind of
Took it for
put
granted.
down your chalk, just kind of sidestepped into it. You didn't even bother to really get your footing right, you know. So
Totally.
you got to go through the full routine and step into the shot
Yeah, totally. Ugh.
because you just kind of,
Step, pay the price.
you know, yeah, kind of bent over and shot it.
Let's see. Here.
This is not an easy one. You got the 3 and the 5 that are almost parallel to each other. That's always a little tough. I'm interested to see how you get on the 5 because what I would have done. Wait, is that the 4? What's next to the 9? Is that the 7?
This is 7. Yeah.
Okay, that was a pretty good shot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
I
like
would have
that.
liked it to be a little more here, but I think actually it's better that it was where it was. Maybe
Yeah, this is not
uh,
not a bad thing. Now that I'm not sure what you were
overshot.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overshot it. Oh well, I end up making lemonade.
Yeah, no, I can see it coming,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, you don't really want to have that shot. You want to have the
That was luck.
straight
Yeah,
shot on
yeah.
this. Yeah.
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's okay. So, what would be
So go
the
back one
prop?
more
Yes, I
ball.
got
Go
lucky. Okay.
yeah, go back one more ball. All right. So all right, let's go back one more. All right. So if you let's say you shot a stop shot there instead of a follow shot. Everybody wants to get straight. Straight's not the right move. If you shot a stop shot, you'd have like a 45-degree angle on this 3 that would naturally put you on the 5 when you're shooting it right now. So you wouldn't have to do this great shot to get on the 5. All right.
Should I
It
have
would have
done a
just
stun here?
taken you over there. Right. Now
Should I have done a
here,
stun shot here?
uh, I think you have too much of an angle for that, but you could come off of 2 rails and play the 7 in the same pocket right there. If that ball
Oh.
had about 1/3 the speed on it, you would have a decent shot on it. But this is
Really?
not.
Okay.
This is a good recovery. Like right, yeah. Anywhere along there, you're still on the 7.
Yeah, you would want it. Yeah, yeah. I would have. I should have just hit it a little softer and ended up
Yeah,
here.
a little
Okay.
by yeah,
Or
60%
even
softer.
and here maybe I would have wanted a bit more straight because I can follow and then boom into the side, right?
Yeah. So that's and it's a good 9-ball shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want to have to
Like I
play
said,
that
made
shot.
lemonade. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a hope. What is it? Poke and hope.
yeah. Or I call spray and pray,
Spray and pray. That's right.
which is a little bit more violent than poke and
Oh
hope.
yeah. Oh,
luckily, most people luckily most people don't know what it means when I say spray
yeah,
and pray.
yeah. Either their mind goes blank or it goes to a dirty place. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ask a vet. They'll tell you.
exactly.
I just love playing with that get into the pocket.
Woo. Those are pretty good.
All right. Nothing too insane, I guess.
And people should understand that these 5-ball runs are not easy. You
Oh,
know.
this is just a 4-ball run. How's that doing here? All right. What is this amateur hour? No.
Well, I shoot a thing called 67s, where I throw 7 balls on the table just randomly, and as
Yeah.
long as 6 of them stayed on the table, then I shoot.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm not always doing the same number, but you know how when you throw them out, something
Yeah,
always seems to go in the pocket. So I stopped
yeah,
just grabbing balls and put them. I'm like, okay, this is a 67, and whatever I have, I have. But yeah, you can have 54s, you can have 65s, whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be 5 ball. Sometimes the 4 ball runs are harder.
I can imagine. Yeah, this is one of those where I got to go all over the table.
But see, this is a good point. Let's go back 2 shots. Because whether this was intentional or not, the position you got on the after making the 6 was great because you want to have this angle on the 7. So watch what happens here. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how intentional this was, but right here is much better than if you got straight on the 7.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
now you don't have to do much to get the cue ball down table. And look at this, you're moving right in line with the 8. So you just overshot it just a tiny bit, but
Just a tiny bit.
um
Still makeable, you know.
but yeah, but think about the path of the cue ball just now. Probably about 80% of its path you were on that 8 ball.
Yeah.
So and it all occurred from having that little back cut on the 7 ball. But yeah, that's one of those little subtle things that higher ranked players are doing that you don't realize are happening. It's just getting those little subtle back cuts.
Come on.
Okay.
That always impresses me. Like I've always wanted to do like position play is I think for me anyway, that's the one big thing I want to master.
It's far more satisfying than making the difficult shot.
Yeah.
Beginners are impressed by the oh my god type shots.
Yeah.
No,
Use
they
the
should
diamond
be
system. Wow.
yeah, they should be oh my god about position play because that's
Yeah.
where the money is. Every outstanding shot maker I've ever known has not been a good player. They're
Yeah.
guys that are outstanding shot makers because they can't play good position. And
Oh,
they very rarely are winning players.
and this is to close it out, just to give homage to the general. Him doing his little thing, a little nice 3 ball run here. I don't think he was able to complete it, unfortunately, but he's still there doing his thing.
The general is the man.
Nice.
Got the short cue.
Yeah. Woo!
Wow.
Gave him the Ric Flair.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. I guess things are happening here. Before we wrap up, so let's talk about what should I be practicing this week to prepare for Saturday? Should I keep doing this? Should I shift
Keep
to something
keep
else?
doing keep doing what you're doing. But what I do is as you get closer to a match, you do what I call game situation practice. And what that means is practice as if you're in an actual game. So you play against yourself. And
Okay.
I don't do this all the time. I do it as I get closer to actually playing. So
Okay.
you're playing against yourself. You play both sides and you play safeties. You play everything. You don't take ball in hand, off the break. You got to earn it by playing a lockdown safety. So that's how you practice as you get closer to the actual event. But again, don't burn yourself out the day before. That's a rookie mistake. A lot of people, I've made that mistake myself
Okay.
because you love to play, and especially if you're having a good time. And
Yeah.
I all the time I tell the story about how my cousin and I played. Had to be 9 hours straight. I mean, we might have stopped to eat the day
Sure.
before we had to play an event, and the next day we couldn't do anything right. So yeah, you don't want to burn yourself out. Think professional athlete. they're not in full pads the day before the big game. They're not burning themselves out running 22 miles, before the day of the marathon. They're and the interesting thing is elite athletes want to practice their 6, 7 hours because that's what they do. And a lot of
Yeah.
coaches have to reel them back in and like, no, this is an
Yeah.
R&R day or a light workout day. So that's
Right.
what you
Right.
should be doing. Just
Okay. So
doing, yeah.
the day before, I should only practice like an hour, if that, and like
Just so you
everything
don't
else.
burn yourself out. It might be 2 hours, 3 hours, but it should not be something that you feel the effects of the next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. If you practice 3 hours and the next day you feel it. Oh, why is my leg sore? Why are my abs sore? Why is that's too long. Okay.
Okay.
But if you can practice an hour, hour and a half and not burn yourself out from it, not know the day after physically that something occurred, then that's probably the sweet spot right there. You just don't want it to affect you the next day. All
All
right.
right. Well, this
Okay.
was
So,
another great one. Don't leave quite yet. I just
all right.
everybody hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's always appreciated. Leave a comment. Let me know how great I am, or not. It's up to you. But either way, pray for me for next week. God bless. We will see you next week. Take care. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me do this. Be sure to follow Brian at FX Billiards if you haven't done so already. This
More
dude is
importantly,
a master.
follow this channel.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I need all the help
Make
I can
sure.
get here.
Yeah. Make sure you're subscribing and liking and all of that.
All right,
All
and
right.
until then, have a great week, and we'll see you next time. Take care.